Here are 5 whiskeys to bring to your lover's family Christmas. The first one, the I'm Hung Like a Stocking bottle.
The next one, well, maybe a half a drink more bottle.
Third, the We Want More Mistletoe and Less Camel bottle.
Bottle number 4, when I think of you, I touch my elf.
Oh, he likes his nuts cracked.
And bottle number 5, the Your Daughter Loves My Nutmeg bottle. First bottle on this list is the I'm Hung Like a Stocking bottle. What do you think that means?
It means that you're giving a bottle to your lover to remind them that you're hung.
Because if they look in your pants, they'll be unreminded of it immediately. Limestone Farms Morgan Family Collection White Label. We just spent time at Darren Dillow's house at Limestone Farms, looking at his process, watching him blend, tasting out of the barrel. We tasted their primary core products. This was just about everyone's favorite, and you can pick this up at lfdistilling.com. It's Kentucky bourbon between the ages of 6 year and 8 year. 6 is as young as they go. There's a P. Diddy joke in there somewhere. 110 proof. This is nothing but fantabuloso. Aged Kentucky nut on the nose in the most beautiful of ways.
This should almost be Your Daughter Loves My Nutmeg.
Shit. Can we change it?
Yeah.
Fuck!
So this one should be.
Oh, I guess we screwed it all up.
That's a good nut.
That's a great nut. The I'm Hung Like a Stocking bottle for us is going to be J. Mattingly Open Doors Private Barrel Select Bourbon. This is 122 proof, and she, I'm calling her she, is a banger. We went to J. Mattingly on the same day that we visited Limestone Farms in Kentucky. Limestone Farms, we'll talk about that bottle here in a minute. And we had a great time. This is one of several bottles we tasted. This was Kira's favorite. It was Trev and my second favorite. Upon tasting all the bottles again, this might be my favorite.
Yeah, this one is delicious. It smells like a fruitcake as well. So now you're getting into that Christmassy feeling, which I freaking love.
What a nose on this. Holy crapinoli. That is just
so good.
Oh my gosh.
I like that one. That is like a sangria and a freaking bourbon or rye or whatever it is.
No, you're right. It's got these fruity, almost winey notes. Maybe winey is a bit pushing it. Kind of like a fruity note on the front, and then it turns into deep, dark char nut on the back end.
Yes.
And holy cow,
nut
is that
on the back is always good.
Well, that's what Antonio Brown always said.
Yeah.
And then his trainer didn't like it. She said, wait a minute, why every time I get home, I sit down on the couch, I stick to the couch. I can't get off it.
This is better than what I remembered.
If you are one of those people that's thinking about visiting Buffalo Trace, instead of standing in line to try to get into Buffalo Tracy, right across the street is J. Mattingly. Now Buffalo Trace did strategically park some semi-truck trailers over on the J. Mattingly side.
So you can't see their little building. And it's not little, it's just one story.
Compared to Buffalo Trace's little, but Buffalo Trace didn't need to do that. J. Mattingly is fantastic. They've got fantastic blends in-house. They've got a tasting experience in-house. You come in, you can taste through a bunch of different bottles. Yeah. We tasted through a bunch, fell in love with this and one other bottle. Go to J. Mattingly. Don't go to Buffalo Trace. I mean, you're gonna go to Buffalo Trace. Just go to J. Mattingly first. You have a much, much better time. Less crowds of dopes. Everyone at J. Mattingly is so cool.
Yeah, and they're going to start playing the whiskeychannel.com on their TVs.
Next time you're at J. Mattingly, they're probably playing the whiskeychannel.com to everyone's delight.
Bottle number 2, maybe half a drink more bottle. This is the Exodus Rye from Evernorth Spirits. Is this 2 or 1?
That's 2. That's the one you blended.
This one, probably the best thing that has ever come out of Evernorth and will be.
Ever.
There's...
When you think whiskey, you don't think Dan and Sean. You think Kira.
And David.
No, just Kira. And just have a drink more because this 130 proof rye out of Sagamore, which it's a blend of 7 barrels out of Sagamore, is one of the best ryes you will ever have. We bought several backups. we played by the rules, but once it got all the way through the Patreon, we circled back and bought more. This is going to be one of the best ryes you've ever had.
Yeah. And for all you douchebags selling on secondary, I will
suck our dicks.
Oh, I was going to buy it.
Oh, I was going to tell them to suck our dicks.
No.
So Kira, talk a little bit about how you made this blend good?
I didn't.
You did.
All I did, I just had a different barrel in my personal blend than everybody else had. And whatever was in my barrel just worked some magic, and that was it.
And we tasted through all of our little blends blindly, and everyone picked yours. We created the base. The base was fantastic. Needing a bigger blend, came back day number 2, blended some more in, weren't sure how it was going to turn out. But Dan has said this is the only blend that they have done to date where after letting it sit for a week or 2 in the vat, they tasted it and said it does not need to be fixed and it does not need to be proofed down. This is the only thing out of Evernorth where those two things have been said, and they were said on the same blend. Where, we were there.
We were there.
We were helping a little bit, get that dust off that shoulder.
We should go more and just help them because they don't know
They
what they're
need
doing.
help.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They're like, forklift. So it has this like good peach slices candy smell to it, right? But then when you drink it, it's this salted caramel. I can't get salted caramel out of my head.
But isn't that interesting? That salted caramel is this dominant note for you on a rye.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that this is a rye.
That's the thing about this rye. It drinks more like a really high rye bourbon than it does a rye. On a GPA scale, your freaking blend, what would you give it a grade on? The Queen of Ryes. Go ahead.
The Queen of Ryes.
Yeah.
This one knocks out a damn park. I'm telling you. Look, I'm getting my Detroit Public School hands going.
Oh, shit.
All right. E-Course High School represent. This, I would say, is... this is a 4.0. Is it crazy that I give it that?
No, it's not.
I mean, it gives you this warmth, this brightness on the nose, and then it's...
The finish
fucking
goes
kills
on
it.
forever. And
It
the finish
does.
is so bourbony. The finish is just barrel char and burnt brown sugar, maybe some burnt marshmallow, and it just goes on forever. How do you get that out of a rye? I don't know.
Well, okay, then we could say this is the rye that grew up in E-Course, made the big move over to Jackson, Michigan to get out of the
Sure, yeah.
the ghetto into another ghetto,
This rye sounds white.
but then made it white.
Do you like the McDonald's characters of old, like Grimace and...
I feel like there was a bird lady in there.
I thought you were going to say the Hamburglar.
I do like the Hamburglar, but I can't say the word.
But you can dress like him.
Wow.
Third bottle on this list is more mistletoe, less camel. Whether you're talking about mistletoes or camel toes, you're gonna need for yourself Wild Turkey 8-year 101, the 70th anniversary release.
Why?
Jimmy Russell has been drinking for 70 years.
Yeah, he likes his camel toes.
Your lover's family is going to say, oh, I've heard of Wild Turkey 101 before. And you're going to say, not like this, you haven't, you bunch of camel toes. This is a classy fucking nose. You would never think Wild Turkey 101 is going to have this high-end classy nose. This nose kicks some ass. Or camel toe.
It's like burnt leather in like book pages,
Honestly, this nose,
like printing ink or something.
I'm not going to call it dusty, but the age shines through.
Yeah, don't call it dusty. What's another word for dusty?
Vaginas. Sorry, that's Sandy. Got it wrong. That is fantastic. Has a little bit of that turkey funk on it.
Yes, it's so funky.
Nutty, but not overly nutty, because turkey finds that balance between funk and nut. A funky nut.
When I think about you, I touch my elf bottle. Jack Daniels. Because Jack is another word for penis.
True.
Daniels is another word for balls and boobs to get whatever's round things. Hey David, do you want to touch my Daniels?
Jack's more of the motion you do with the penis. I think the penis is more like the John.
Jack
Or the Jimmy.
Daniels.
No, the Jimmy is the condom. This
That
bottle
was
was
confusing.
This bottle was procured for the Shelf Tours Bar by world famous dentist David Goldman.
You know what? I love the smell of Tennessee whiskey. Smell that.
That's nice.
Oh.
That's very nice.
Tennessee whiskey and ryes. Mattingly get me all riled up.
This smells like fresh baked bread. I fucking love it.
Sweet bread.
I would say regular bread. The bread you make in the bread maker, which mainly the bread maker's making it.
It's savory
You
bread.
don't make it. The bread maker spins for hours and hours and hours, and then you say that you made it.
Well, I did. I hit the start button, didn't I? No, I love the smell. It's even that like circus peanuts, like when you rip it open.
This is nothing like. And we recently, for the first time in a long time, cracked open a Jack Daniel's 80 proof and tasted it. This is nothing like it. This is nothing like those 94 proof single barrels they have. That is awesome. It's those stupid peanuts that have the bubbly pink things on the outside.
Boston nuts or something
Whatever those
like that.
are, yeah.
Yeah, what are those?
Those burnt Boston peanuts or baked Boston peanuts or whatever they're called. Yeah.
Something like that. You can't bake beans.
And it's not super nutty
It's
either.
It's not the nut that I'm tasting. I think it's that bean.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's why I like it. Beaner likes the bean.
All right, so number 5, we began to intro at the beginning because I intended it to be the first thing we talked about here, and then I fucked up. But at the end, it's one of our favorite bottles right now. I wanted it to be number 1 on this list, and I made it number 5.
Yeah, but it's perfect at number 5 because of the nuts.
This is bottle number 5, the Your Daughter Loves My Nutmeg bottle.
Your daughter loves my nutmeg bottle, and this one is from
Limestone Farms. This is the Morgan family collection. We tasted through all their core products. This was our absolute favorite. The white label, it's all Kentucky juice. It's sourced from Wild Turkey, Wilderness Trail, Rabbit Hole, New Rith, and Jim Beam, actually. And they blend it all together. Darren Dillo and his wife Bethany do a fantastic job. Let's get into this this nutmeg on your daughter's back. Wait, no. Thought your daughter's my daughter. The nutmeg on your lover's back, you're talking to her dad, which makes her dad's daughter. This is breaking down very quickly. Antonio Brown, help me.
Perfection. It's just a strong roast peanut that you would get in a good organic peanut jar.
Oh my gosh, a little bit of a smoky burnt peanut, tons of age and barrel influence. So incredibly crushable at 110.
It is scary.
This is literally instantly one of the best bottles in this bar. And that's saying something. If you love Kentucky bourbon, if you're one of those guys that said, MGP, and you're like, I only drink Kentucky. Well, then this is for you, you asshole. This is fantastic.
There you go. One for the little guys.
Yeah, one for you guys that are compensating for not a lot below the belt line.
Probably drive a Jeep.
Oh, you probably have a bunch of ducks in the front row of your Jeep, too. If you've got ducks in the front of your Jeep and you are not a hot woman, you've got some things to figure out.
It's like driving a Geo Tracker. Then he should have a head that comes off his head.
Dad is his mother's brother. That's what happens in Canada, because butt babies are a myth. I'm sorry, run that by me again. You had to change rooms?
Yeah, because everybody would
Is that because LaLorna would begin to realize what room you were in?
La Llorona?
Yeah,
LaLorna?
LaLorna.
Would LaLorna come find you?
LaLorna would come find you.
You said I looked cute today.
You do. You look cute.
You want it? No.
You put a little mustache on. You're a cute little hamburglar. Now, Kira, why would I say love?
Because you're not married to the person. Kind of like a forbidden love. You're like, I shouldn't because they're so ugly.
You're doing what? Because of what?
You're doing an ugly person.
Why?
Because it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing to have sex with someone that's not beautiful on the outside?
Yes.
So you've been embarrassed this entire time we've been together?
I am taking one for the team.